Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we are diving into a fascinating report from Q32 Bio Inc, and let's just say their financials have certainly transformed. Alright, kickstarting our deep dive into this quarterly report from Q32 Bio Inc, a clinical stage biotechnology company. Now, these reports are crucial because they give us a real-time look at a company's financial health and what is happening behind the scenes. Let's jump right into the heart of it, the financial statements right at the top. Under assets, we see their cash and cash equivalents. As of the 30th of September 2025, it stood at $49.0 million. Now compare that to the 31st of December 2024, where it was $77.9 million. That is a pretty noticeable drop, almost a third gone. This tells us they're spending money, which makes sense for a biotech company in development. Overall, their total assets as of the 30th of September 2025 were $57.8 million, down from $92.3 million at the end of 2024. Again, a clear sign that money is flowing out mostly on research and development, which is where companies like this invest heavily. Now, look at liabilities. Total liabilities are $76.2 million. And here is the kicker under stockholders' equity deficit. You see a negative number as of the 30th of September 2025. They have a stockholders' deficit of $18.4 million. This means if you sold off all the company's assets, you still wouldn't have enough to cover what is owed to creditors. It is a stark reminder of the high-risk, high-reward nature of biotech. Moving over to the income statement, for the 3 months ending the 30th of September 2025, their net loss was $7.4 million. Not great, but look at the same period in 2024, the net loss was $17.6 million. So while they are still losing money, the amount of money they are losing has been significantly cut down in this quarter. For the 9-month period ending the 30th of September 2025, their net loss was $27.9 million. That is better than the $33.5 million loss they had for the same period in 2024. This trend of reducing losses is definitely something to watch. On the shareholders' equity statement, we see the number of shares outstanding. For the 9 months ended the 30th of September 2025, the weighted average common shares basic are over 12 million. This number is steadily increasing, which usually means they're issuing more stock, likely to cover operational costs or through stock option exercises. Let's circle back to cash. The condensed consolidated statements of cash flows show that for the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, their cash equivalents, restricted cash and restricted cash equivalents at the end of the period was $49.7 million. This is down from $89.7 million at the end of 2024. The significant drop is mainly from net cash used in operating activities, which was $27.4 million for the 9 months in 2025. Basically, they spent more on running the business than they brought in. Now, let's talk about the scary part, the risks. Every company, especially in biotech, has risks, but Q32 Bio lays out quite a few. They've incurred significant losses since they started and expect to keep doing so. They have no products for sale yet and might never become profitable. This is a critical point for any investor. The path to profitability is far from guaranteed. This is a recurring theme. They explicitly state, and I quote, "We will require substantial additional capital to finance our operations in the future." This means they will likely be seeking more money, probably through selling more stock or taking on debt, which can dilute existing shareholders or increase financial obligations. Their most advanced drug candidate, bempikibart, is still in early development. This means a lot can go wrong. Clinical trials can fail, regulators can deny approval, or competitors could develop something better. Their entire business hinges on bempikibart succeeding, which is a huge gamble. Intellectual property is the lifeblood of biotech. They acknowledge that protecting their patents is a big challenge. If they can't defend their patents, competitors could copy their innovations, which would be devastating for their business. This is a major immediate concern. They received a notice from Nasdaq stating they are not in compliance with the minimum stockholders' equity requirement. While they believe a recent transaction will fix this, it is a red flag that they were close to being kicked off the stock exchange, which would severely impact their stock's liquidity and value. Let's touch upon a significant event on the 25th of March 2024. Q32 Bio, then known as Legacy Q32, merged with Homology Medicines. This was accounted for as a reverse recapitalization, meaning Legacy Q32 was treated as the acquirer for accounting purposes. This is a complex maneuver, but essentially, The old Q32's financials became the main story. They have a crucial license agreement with Bristol, Myers Squibb company for bempikibart. This deal involves upfront payments, milestone payments, and royalties. In July 2024, they made a $4 million development milestone payment. These obligations are significant and will impact future profitability if bempikibart is successful. Looking at how they compensate their employees, we see stock-based compensation expense appears in both research and development and general and administrative costs. For the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, it was $3.8 million. While this is a common practice to attract talent, it is a non-cash expense that does dilute existing shareholders. And finally, net loss per S-share diluted. For the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, it was a loss of $2.29 per S-share. This figure represents the company's profitability on a per-share basis, and clearly they are not yet profitable. So, what is the story here? Q32 Bio is a company with a promising pipeline, particularly bempikibart, but they are burning through cash fast. The losses are significant and their entire future seems to depend on bempikibart's success. They've managed to cut down their net loss compared to the previous year, which is a positive sign, but they are far from profitable. The Nasdaq compliance issue was a very close call, highlighting their precarious financial position. They are heavily reliant on future capital raises, which could dilute existing shareholders or come with harsh terms. It is a high-stakes gamble, typical for the biotech sector, with the potential for huge rewards if bempikibart pans out, but also a significant risk of failure. Alright, that is our breakdown of Q32 Bio's latest report. What are your thoughts on their financial situation and their chances of success? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more corporate dissections. And don't forget to join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next episode of Corporate Decoder.